right, it's time for questions. Quick questions, quality questions, quirky questions, queens of questions.
Oh no, Goose! You're stuck in an alliteration loop again. Snap out of it!
Go, quirky, oh, thanks, Rad. Ooh, I needed that. Jet lag can have some interesting effects. All right, let's dive in with this video question, and it's from Noah.
Hello, Good Games Spawn Point. I'm just asking you if you got how many seasons are there for Micro Story Mode, and if you're making another season, can you let me know? Okay, that's done here.
Ah, thanks, Noah. In answer to your question about how many Minecraft Story Mode seasons there are, currently there are 2 seasons. The first has 8 individual episodes, and the second has 5.
We haven't heard anything official about a Minecraft Story Mode Season 3, though there definitely seems to be some demand amongst fans. And it's worth mentioning that there was some news recently about an adaptation of Minecraft Story Mode coming to Netflix.
Interesting. We'll try to keep across any developments. It might even be something we'd consider reviewing or streaming if Season 3 does eventuate.
But let's not count our rubber chickens before they've hatched.
Good point. Now on to our next question from Goose's noob lawyer.
My lawyer?
Have you not paid your bill? I wish for Goose to receive full recompensation for his recent drinking from the Noob Cup, referring to his seeming mistake that shall be referred to only as the Donkey Kong Country Incident, DKCI, as upon re-inspection of evidence, he clearly stated, quote, when he first played it 14 years ago, as opposed to, quote, it was released 14 years ago. Therefore, I find it fitting that he be deemed innocent. Also, people should start asking Hand to do these. Sincerely, Goose's noob lawyer.
Oh, thanks, my noob lawyer. But look, the truth is I did play Donkey Kong Country back when it was released in 1994, way back when I was a fresh-faced young goose. A gosling, you might say, gaming away my afternoons, a glimmer in my eye and a milk moustache on my upper lip.
Some beautiful reminiscing, Goose, but could you get to the point?
Oh, sure. Well, as I was saying, to imply that I played it on the Super Nintendo 10 years after that would actually be a lie. And as unpleasant as that noobish brew was, you know what? It still had an aftertaste of honesty.
And honesty is the best policy. Oh, great suggestion about asking the Hand to do these, Goose's noob lawyer. I look forward to seeing some interpretive emoticon mime in the future.
Moving on to another question, and this one is from Oliver in Yarraville. I want to make an indie game, so what do you think the most popular indie games will be in the future to present? Also, what is your favourite indie game and what style is it? Top-down, RPG, etc.? Darren, do these! I'll just give Darren a little ring-a-ding, shall I?
Ahoy!
Hey, Darren, emoji time, go for it.
Unimpressed. Peaked.
Ah, thanks, Darren. And thanks for your question, Oliver. Great to hear you'd like to make your own indie game. Darren, would you care to share what you think the most popular indie games will be in the future?
Affirmative, Goose. Firstly, just to clarify, indie or independent games are games that are typically made on a small budget with a small development team, rather than through large established industry developers. Some of the most popular indie games that I think will stand the test of time include Undertale, Stardew Valley, Fez, Cuphead, Kerbal Space Program, and Journey. Other well-known indies include Shovel Knight, Guacamelee, and Don't Starve. Terraria was also created by an indie dev team. And let's not forget that Minecraft started as an indie game too. And now it's basically taken over the world. Much like I'd like to.
What was that last bit, Darren?
Oh, nothing. Goodbye.
Bye, Darren. He needs to get new hobbies. Now to the question of our favourite indie game. Well, it's hard to choose just one. Aside from some of the ones Darren mentioned, I really like the stunning puzzling of Monument Valley 1 and 2, and the real-time strategy roguelike Faster Than Light. How about you, Goose?
Solid choices there, Rad. I also really like the Metroidvania Hollow Knight from an Aussie indie dev team, and bullet hell dungeon crawler Enter the Gungeon. Oh, and the underwater exploration adventure game Subnautica. There really are so many wonderful indie games across a range of genres.
Yeah, it goes to show that with a good concept or story, you don't always need the big dosh that AAA titles have to make an enjoyable game.
Quite true, Rad. Well, good luck with your game development, Oliver. Now, our last question is from the Queen of Arty Cats in the Land of Unknown.
I love art.
I love cats.
Dear GGSP, what are the latest and best games for phones? Also, are there any great art apps? P.S. Darren, do these. Uh-oh, more Darren things. Better get him back on the line.
Hello? 2 calls in a day? How unusual.
Yeah, it's a special day. Just some quick emojis.
Smug. Desolate. PPS, if you do not respond, my arty cats will come after you.
Great, thanks, Darren. Have a great day and don't dominate the world, please. Bye-bye. And thanks for your question, Queen of Arty Cats. That bow was a meow bow.
Oh, good work. In answer to your question about the latest and best games for phones, well, some good ones released over the last year or so include the side-scrolling Alto's Odyssey and Monument Valley 2, which you mentioned before, Rad. Plus, I quite enjoyed the cute puzzling of Bring You Home.
If you like puzzles, you might also like Framed 2 too. Or for some nice art and sweet storytelling, Old Man's Journey is also a good one.
As for great art apps for you and your loyal Arty Cat subjects, Brush's Redux for iOS lets you create layered digital paintings and even integrate photos as well. Unicorn Color by Number is another fun one if you like creating your own pixel art. Oh, that actually looks a little bit like me.
Hey, it sort of does. There's also Draw Something, which is a social drawing and guessing app, so it adds a bit more of a gaming element to your art. These are all free too, so they're easy to try. And perhaps you can draw your own conclusions.
On that note, we've run out of time, but if you'd like to see your question on Ask SP, the best way to increase your chances is to make it a video question. Simply head here and send it in. And if your video question makes it on the show, you may even receive a super duper special prize.
Oh, I love prizes. Hey, do you think Arty Cats wear little art smocks and like little berets, like a little Picasso?
I definitely think so, and I want to see that.
Does Lando have one?
Yeah, he's got a whole range of outfits.